I have raw files loaded in, this beautiful image here from Charlie at Click Photography. This is an RAF raw file, but the actions will work just as good on JPEG images and TIFFs, PNGs, any files you want to get in. You may be editing from scratch using Raw on Camera Raw in Photoshop, or you might be editing in something like Lightroom or Bridge first and then bringing into Photoshop. Either way, the actions will work. So let's dive into an overview of what's included in the sections in this action panel. So when the actions come in, you have your digital darkroom. This is the top section. A darkroom area, this is going to affect your entire image. It's not going to affect, say, somewhere specific like eyes or eyebrows. This affects your entire canvas. So these are instant digital darkroom hits. You have instant white balance, instant image level out, which I'll show you this one. We've shown you white balance. This will balance your image out, levels the shadows, the highlights, the tones, and everything. So this image we've got on here is pretty perfect out of camera, but if something went wrong, if your white balance, your exposure, anything like that wasn't quite right, Instant Image Leveler is going to balance it out. And you can change the opacity. The opacity is how strong this shows. You just slide up here on the opacity slider. For example, that's super strong. We don't need that for this image. So you can just slide this around until you're happy. See that? Before and after. Really mild tweak, but really beautiful. You can lift the exposure, darken the exposure. See, just one click. Some of these actions take a little while to play out, and some of them are instant, like darken exposure, very, very quick. It depends how many commands and how in-depth they get into your images. The speed of actions playing out, as with any editing steps, really depends on your computer, your processor, everything like that. But they are still 100% quicker than doing each one of these by hand. So for example, darkening the exposure down. Another cool thing you can do with these, the layer mask is always selected for you. A layer mask is like a lotto scratch card. White means show the effect, black means hide. A black brush is already selected for you. I recommend your brush settings at normal mode, 100% opacity, and around 25% flow for LSP actions. You can make your brush bigger or smaller by clicking on the square bracket keys, or you can right click and change. Soft round is the great brush to go for. You can change the hardness if you want. This is how hard the edges of your brush are. I generally recommend soft. So for example, on darken exposure, this you can see this is darken the image down. Let me make the effect more intense by sliding the opacity so I can really show you a good example of this. Say you wanted to darken the background down, but I don't want to darken her skin. So with the brush selected now, it's on to black. I can just paint this over. Can you see? I'm painting it off because black means hide. I'm painting the darken exposure effect off. And what we're doing is we've darkened the image down, but we've really drawn attention to the face now. There are other actions you can use to do this. I just think this is a really good example to show you, if you're a beginner to using Photoshop actions and layers, what these can do. Can you see that? So I've now masked off the face. Can you see there? Where it shows in red is where I've painted it away, the effect away. And the nice soft brush means we can fade the effect. When using a soft brush, you don't want to use it really around the edge of your subject, or you're going to get a halo around them. So keep within your subject lines. A nice soft brush also means that you can fade the intensity. To switch between black and white, you can click the little thing. So white means show the effect again. So for example here, if I wanted to switch to white, you can hit X on your keyboard or use the arrows. And I'm darkening this area here. Can you see that? So on the darken exposure now, you can see where I've painted it off beautifully, neatly on the layer mask. So before and after. Can you see that effect? Really, really pretty. So you can get really creative with these. In the Instant Digital Darkroom, we also have a contrast boom, so adds more contrast to your image. Calmer contrast, which calms down your highlights and shadows. Highlights and whites recover, so say you have some blown out areas in your image, you can play this one, and this is going to intelligently recover those areas only. This image doesn't really have anywhere too blown out, but you can still see, if I turn the intensity up, what that's done. But these actions do not play at high intensity. They give you the option to slide it up or down in the intensity level. Blacks and shadows recover does the exact opposite. It's going to recover any shadows in your image there before and after. Just click these on or off. The control is completely with you. Then we have some extra hits. We have clear the haze if you've got a hazy image. A warm toner here. Can you see that? It gives a beautiful delicate warmth to your image. a cool toner. You can whiten whites, so if we're looking at white areas in our image and you want them whitened, you can just play this one and turn it up a little bit. You see that? Any whites in the image has been really whitened now. And again, the black brush is selected for you. You don't even need to click up here. Everything's selected. So if you were to just play, say, again, I'm going to play white and whites. I don't need to click on anything. Black brush is selected. I can just quickly paint this off any areas. If you're new to using actions, this might seem a little overwhelming, but trust me, you jump in and you start doing this, and it's like driving a car. Within a very short space of time, you're doing this without thinking. I do this when I've got Netflix on my other screen and I'm editing, because it's such, it's such an intuitive thing to be able to do. Next up, I'm just going to clear these out the way because I've got them all turned off. In fact, how about I just have some of these on just a little bit, the ones that I want to add in. And I'm going to get rid of these other layers. It's just me, I don't like a messy layers panel. You might not mind what layers are in there. I do like to get rid of hidden layers if I can. But that's just me, a bit of a neat freak. So we have these layers included already. We've got instant image balance, contrast beam and warm toner, all from the digital darkroom section. Next up, this is where we start getting quite clever. We have the portrait enhance bases. These do everything to give your image a really interesting base to get started with. I recommend doing all of this before diving into the skin. Leave your skin until you've got the complete balance, look and vibe of your image sorted. So you can play this, they pretty much say what they do on the tin. Instant boost, smart balance, classic base, which is clean and crisp, the fine art base for rich images. Let's play that one. This image is quite rich. You have the light and airy base, which is for paler images, calm images, a moody base for dark images, and the old film base for some vintage vibes. So we've played fine art base before and after. You can see that's giving it a real boost. That's on at 50% opacity. We can turn it up if we want to get the full effect, or turn it down. Really cool. And again, the white layer mask in a brush is already selected for you. You can take this off anywhere you don't want it to show. Really cool. At various sections dotted around these actions, you have take a snapshot and flatten. If you can't see your history panel, come up to window, choose history. If it's free floating, I love to drag this in next to my layers. Let's just get rid of this. And you can see every step that's been happening so far up to a certain level. And you can also see your original image. Once you take a snapshot and flatten down, some people like to do this, and it's not something you have to do absolutely. It's something people do to keep their layer panel clean and also see their editing steps in nice neat sections. So if you take a snapshot and flatten, what that does, it snaps your editing process with the layers as it was and then flattens your image back down again. For example, here on the history panel, you can see the snapshot. We have our original and we have where we got to. Can you see that? Really handy.